today's episode, we begin moving items to a storage unit, and we make great progress on the game room.
What up, peeps? Welcome to today's vlog. We're starting off in a U-Haul. Done this quite a few times. But today, we are trying to empty out the garage at the old house, and it's not collection stuff in there other than the Super Nintendo arcade. The majority of what's in there is stuff for the store. So lots of tubs filled with controllers, cables, accessories. There's gonna be like a bunch of VHS, there's some plushies, there's, you know, random stuff. We have some bookshelves with some eBay items on them, and just stuff like that, basically. We have a big CRT television in there, and we have to get it all out. So we have the U-Haul for today and tomorrow, and the plan is to try to move everything if we can. We are renting a storage unit to store everything till we can bring it to the store, but a box of random controllers and cables and everything can't come to the store to be tested and cleaned until the boxes of controllers and cables that are already at the store are tested and cleaned. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully we don't have to have the storage unit for too long, because obviously it costs money, and I just look at it as extra money we're paying for these controllers and cables, which they're not worth that much. So I don't want to pay for a storage unit for like 6 months or whatever, and then, you know, triple our cost on them, whatever it is. So I'm gonna head to the old house and we're gonna start loading up. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the montages that we filmed, time lapses, whatever you want to call them, and the truck is loaded up for the first run. We still have, you know, a lot more to do. Not everything in here is leaving either, but we got the majority of like the game store stuff, which is awesome. There's a couple more tubs right there of Wii stuff, or Nintendo stuff. We have the Super Nintendo cabinet, obviously, but we are going to make at least 2 trips tonight to the storage unit to drop everything off, and then we're going to try to get the Super Nintendo arcade cabinet taken home. And then we also have a cocktail pinball machine in the shop on the property here, which we are going to try to get out as well. There's more stuff in the shop as well to move to the storage unit. Not a ton, but yeah, it was really nice to sort everything before putting it in there. That saved us a lot of time.
Well, we're waiting.
Alright guys, it's raining, but we just finished loading everything in. Well, the first batch. We're doing aisles, as you can see, so we can get some stuff. But this is just all game store stuff. There's a couple tubs of eBay items, which we put over here. But yeah, I wouldn't say there's a ton more, but
probably one more truckload.
This is a 10 by 20 unit, and we were originally only going to get a 10 by 10. I don't think it would have fit.
No, we would have had to stack everything up.
Everything would have been stacked, and it would have been a pain to like actually do anything. With having aisles on both sides like this, like 3 rows of stuff, it makes it easy to get to whatever we need. And you know, since we sorted everything, if we're like, hey, we need more PS2 controllers, we can come in here, find the PlayStation bin, dig out the controllers, and take them to the store. One really cool thing that we did find though was we found one of the clear green original Xbox controllers, but it's actually the Halo one. It's not just the Xbox one. So the boxed Halo console we have at the store just has a regular clear green controller. It doesn't have the matching Halo one, but we found it, so now it's going to be fully complete. And then we're going to take the green controller out of that box and pair it with the loose Halo green system that we have. Unfortunately, no Halo controller for that one, but still, it'll be nice to have them both ready to go. So we're going to head back to the old house and load up the U-Haul one more time, at least one more time. Come back here, unload, go back to the house, load up probably the Super Nintendo arcade and the pinball machine, and then head to the new house, unload that, and just kind of see where we are after that.
I was kind of thinking that the pinball machine should come here.
It could come here. Maybe it'll come here.
2 hours later.
You can't really see too well because it's dark out. But we made our second load. Got the big Sony Trinitron in here. The 2 aisles are all done.
People are gonna joke like, oh, let me know if you can stop making payments on your unit.
We will never stop. But we're not planning on having it for more than, a few months, hopefully. But everything's in here. We have a few more things we got to bring tomorrow. Bunch of boxes of empty cases. We have the rest of the boxes of the strategy guides, the rest of the anime VHS that we need to box up. And that's pretty much it. There's like a couple boxes of like plushies or something. But yeah. So we're going to go home. I'm going to work on the game room tonight. And then tomorrow,
Take a nap?
Abby's going to take a nap.
Okay, did you tell people? Okay, Cooper.
You need to shine the light on yourself. It's just completely black.
So we got home at like 3 a.m. last night.
We were at the store for a very long time.
Zelda went missing, so we spent 30 minutes or so looking for her.
Well, when I was unloading all the shelving from Abby's car, she went out the door and I didn't see her. And
so she went missing. Anyways, and then I went to sleep.
We found her.
Yeah, we found her. She's fine.
She was in the neighbor's backyard.
She's all wet because she was like running around in the grass and it was raining. And then I went and laid on the couch. Stop, you're blowing cold air on my hand. And I fell asleep at like 4 a.m. And then Cooper woke me up at like almost 6 to be like, hey, like we need to go to bed. I'm editing the vlog.
Yeah, I was editing the vlog at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And then we went to bed.
Yeah, I probably went to bed around 6:45 and then woke up at noon to come and do all this.
Yeah.
But I was working on the game room last night, so you guys will see some changes, and we're going to head home, so you'll see it here right now. All right, so in yesterday's video, I promised you guys some game room footage, and I did not deliver. And that is because the video was already over 40 minutes long, and I figured that it would be nice to not have to film for a change and just kind of focus on what I'm trying to do. So I did that last night. As we said, I was up till 6 o'clock in the morning before I was like, oh crap, I should probably edit the vlog and get to bed. So I'm going to show you guys what I did last night. It's honestly not that much. It just took a long time. But I'll show you where we're at now, and then I'm going to continue working and give you guys a few more updates throughout the night. So I have the majority of the shelving up. I didn't put the rest up here, but here's all my boards. Still need a couple down here, but I got some of these up. Haven't really decided exactly. You can tell by the end that they are the same lengths, but I have to be able to get into this, and it opens this way. So in order to be able to open it, these are going to have to be, I don't even know how far. Okay, so I can move it like, whoa. Look how close that is. That's not touching. Oh my gosh. That's like the thickness of a human hair. Well, that's as close as I can put it. So they do not line up on that end because of that. And I could put them all over like that. But the washer and dryer are going to be stacked up and they're going to be over there. So until we get the washer and dryer stacked, I don't really know exactly where it's going to be up along the wall there. So that's kind of why I didn't really put anything on these shelves yet. These ones here, I don't really know what to do. They don't reach. So I thought that I had taken correct measurements and gotten everything kind of figured out on like exactly what I needed to finish all the shelving in here, and got the boards, went to Kyle's, got everything cut exact to the measurements I had in my phone. And the only thing that I didn't do was write down like where the specific sized boards were supposed to go. So I had all these different sized boards, but I couldn't remember like where they were supposed to be in the room. So I don't know. I still have to figure some stuff out. But the main difference, what I worked on last night, is this. This is the NES section. So this is Super Nintendo, 64, and GameCube. So I thought this would be the perfect spot to have NES because the glass case will be right here. So we have some NES consoles up top here. And then I can't block that vent. That's like the intake for the heater and everything. So I can't block it, but I can put stuff along the front of the shelf here because it's far enough from the back that it'll still be able to get some air. So it can be covered. I just can't put anything up against the wall there. So I put the consoles on that side because they are up against the wall. This one is up against the front of the shelf. And I think I have a couple more NESs. I'm not sure. I know I have the deluxe edition, but I put it in there. So I have to keep looking around, but I definitely have a Rob the Robot box, which will go up there, and maybe some other stuff. What took the longest, though, was alphabetizing the NES games, because with all these other consoles, they were already alphabetized. They were on the shelves in the last game room. When I took them down, I kept them in order, put them in my boxes. When I unloaded them, I did them in reverse order, and I got everything alphabetized pretty quickly because it technically already was. NES was completely different. The NES stuff was one of the first collections I boxed up like over a year ago. Maybe even 2 years ago. It's been boxed up forever. And because of that, whenever I got a game that I was upgrading the condition on or something like that, I would bring it home, I would dig through all the boxes, try to find where it is, moving everything around in the process, finally pull the game out, and then it would go into another box or something like that. So I had this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and nothing was alphabetized. So I've had to go through, basically letter by letter, trying to pull out all the games and then get them alphabetized. I am all the way through R right here. So it's numbers and then A all the way through R. STUVWXYZ is not going to fit right there and on these two shelves. And I don't have anything to go lower. The brackets end right there. There's a little bit of room up here, but it's not going to fit. So I think I'm going to have to do the same thing that I did with Super Nintendo and N64 and turn them on their sides like that, which is fine. It's not ideal, but they still have artwork on the sides and everything. And, I can do it like that or something. But I think that I'm going to have to do that because I still have all those. I still have these. I have all of these, those, these, and those. And that's not going to fit there, I don't think. And I'm pretty sure I have plenty of NES games that I have not filmed yet. So there's going to be a bunch that are going to have to go on here that are not in these boxes right now. I did find some duplicates, though. Everything on this shelf, including that PS2 box down there, this is stuff that I'm not keeping. So this is stuff that we're going to be selling. Some of this are just items I'm getting rid of. Like I decided to get rid of the 2 Super Famicom games I had and then all my Japanese PS2 games. I don't know if I'll ever even get the full North American set of PS2 games. I don't need to go after the Japanese ones on top of that. There's way too many. But I found a bunch of NES duplicates, and I think what happened is I couldn't find these when I was trying to compare conditions, so I just put both of them in my boxes, and then I just was like, when I unpack at the new house, I'll get rid of the ones I don't need. So these all are duplicates. Pinbot, Little Mermaid, Kirby's Adventure, 10 Yard Fight, Kings of the Beach, Double Dragon, Lolo 2. There's a Super Pinball behind the mask. There's an Army Men Gold Collector's Edition for PS1, and then just like some Japanese Game Boy stuff I don't care about. So we're going to be selling those, and I'm sure I will still come across more as I'm going through, but because I've just been like putting stuff away, I haven't really shown many like details of the game room. I'm just showing you like, here's the PS1 section, but can you tell what PS1 games are in there right now? Probably not. So, because it's kind of been like that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, I think going into more details is more for like a room tour or something, which that will be coming, of course, but my NES collection, since it's been boxed up for so long, has not been together like this in a very long time, and obviously I still have more to put up, but I want to give you guys like a couple little close-ups on certain things because it's so cool to, you know, finally have them all together. So, Rockin' Cats here. I put this together at PRGE, and it was really, really cool. I'm pretty sure that I got the manual, I think from my friend John. I can't remember, but so I had the manual, and we were at PRGE. We were going around doing some shopping, and I found someone that was selling the box. I don't remember what the cost was, but I bought the box, and I was like, cool, I've got a box and manual now. This is an expensive game, Atlas title, and I was like, cool, I got the box and manual. I just need to get a cartridge, which is the easiest part to get. And I kid you not, the very next day at PRGE, somebody brings the cartridge to our booth to trade in, and they did not know that I was looking for it. They just happened to have one, and they happened to want to trade it into our booth. So I went from just having the manual at the beginning of the show to having a complete copy by the end, which was super, super cool. And it's a hard to find game. Even just a loose cartridge is kind of rare, so that was super cool. We also have the RC Pro-Am 2, which I don't really remember where I got it. I know that it was since we've been vlogging, so you know, in the last couple of years, you probably have seen it. Someone probably remembers, like Sam. Sam's got a crazy memory. Panic Restaurant. This is box and manual only. I do not have a cartridge for this. But the cartridge is the easiest part to find, which is usually how it is with all these rare games. So when I do get a cartridge, that bad boy will be complete, and that'll be a really, really awesome one. We finally have the full Mega Man set here, 1 through 6. I was missing 1 and 5 for the longest time, and then another store owner got a bundle of Nintendo games in, and I was like, hey, how much for these? And I ended up buying 1 and 5 from them, and some other stuff that I think we sold at the time. I think I actually got 2 Mega Man 5s from them, but glad to have that full little set there. What else? Well, I got Stack Up here, which I found at a garage sale, which was super awesome. It's missing the little hand attachments for Rob, and then it's also missing the plastic insert that holds all the pieces in there. But this is a big box one if you guys haven't seen. It comes with like a bunch of stuff, because this is a game that you play with Rob the Robot, and it comes with these little like colored disc type things that Rob will like stack up or whatever. So it's got all the stuff, just no cardboard or no plastic tray to hold them all. And then, like I said, it doesn't have the actual hands for Rob. And then we've got the complete in box Little Samson behind there, which is a pretty fun game. Sam, who's coming to visit soon, actually played this last time he was here. Got that one from the Portland Retro Swap Meet a few years ago. I think that is the most expensive video game I've ever purchased, that Little Samson there. Did not trade for it or anything, just, bought it outright, and I've never paid more than that for another game. Sculptor's Cut would have been the other closer one, but Little Samson was still more expensive. What else? Jetsons. No cartridge for that one either, but I'm pretty sure it is box manual. Little faded at the bottom. Little rip right here. But still, it's hard to find. Dragon Warrior 1, 2, 3, and 4. I had this full set before I moved to Florida, even in my previous collection. And then when I sold everything, I was like, man, I'm not going to find those again. And I finally did. Dragon Warrior 2 was the last one that I needed, and got lucky and finally got one. But there's all sorts of, you know, cool games in here. Good games, expensive games, terrible games. There's all sorts of stuff. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2. That's a cool one. The Castlevania series, Bucky O'Hare, Bomberman 2. There's all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to continue working and try to get some stuff done. And then I will give you guys some more updates and some more progress shots as we go through the night.
Later.
All right, guys, it's getting super late. So I'm going to show you what I've done for today. Then I'm going to edit this vlog and get to bed. So NES stuff should look pretty much the same. I put that little like storage box up there and the NES Classic, and then the Ready to Rumble boxing standee. I took this shelf off. These are the games from it right here. The reason I did that is because I'm going to put one of the longer shelves there that's going to go all the way across to there. It will cover the top of the door right there, but that doesn't really matter. And it gives me more room. So I think at the end of the last clip, I mentioned that I didn't think the NES games would fit. They actually did, but as you could see, there's not really much room for expansion, and the NES games that we have for the next pickup video would not even fit on the shelf here. I'm not even sure if they're going to fit with that shelf going all the way across. It adds that much room there, but we have a lot of them, so I'm not sure. The games might still have to turn on their sides like that, but at least putting that shelf there will give me as much extra room as possible before going the route of turning them, because I'd prefer not to if I don't have to. Also up here, pulled out the Super Famicom box and the NES or the Super Nintendo Classic boxes there. Also added the N64 carrying case. And I think that's it. Oh, added that little Mario. But I think that's it for this section. Gamecube changed just a little bit because I found a box with some big box, like collector's edition type stuff in it. So I moved some of these three, I moved down here. They were on the side right there. Then we have the Monkey Ball and Sonic 2 packs there. And then some of the ones on the side here changed. I put what I considered to be the cooler ones there and took down Karaoke, Batman, and Odama. I would have put them on this side, and I tried to, but the shelves do not stick out far enough, unfortunately. It looks like there's a lot of room, but the games have to go on this side of the bracket because they're not tall. They're too tall to go underneath the shelf bracket there, so they have to be on this side, and they hang off too far. And I can't push the shelves over that way anymore because then there's not enough room on that side. So there's that. This is one of the biggest changes here. This is the Wii U section. And I don't really like the Skylanders and Disney Infinity bundles on the bottom like that. They just don't look that great. So I might change those around. What I might end up doing is turning all the consoles onto the side like these are, and then putting those bundles up top there. But this is the full library of games, and then a bunch of like big box special editions and stuff like that. So it fits pretty nicely. I'm happy with that. I had to move this bottom shelf down a few pegs, but where it is right there, it doesn't hit the TV. It's pretty close, but it doesn't hit it, so that's as far down as it can go. But I think other than those big box ones at the bottom there, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. Also, I found a couple more PlayStation big box items here that I put up. The GunCon bundles there. And I think that's it for that. But then over here, I added the original Xbox games. And I put another bracket up here because these shelves were not long enough to reach this bracket. So I put this one here. The only problem with that is that there's not a stud right here. So I put a few screws in just to hold it for now. There's not really that much weight on it because most of the weight is being held, like the shelf, you know, this is the edge of the shelf. The whole shelf is going and being anchored at the other points. So it's not staying like this, obviously, but I just put it up for now just so I could get these games out of the boxes and off the floor. But there's only 2 screws holding this shelf in right now, and they're just going into the drywall. So the plan is to get the drywall anchors, the big like plastic white looking screw things that you put in there. So I'm going to do that to secure it more. So it's kind of just there for now to get the games off the floor, but there's that. Got the Robotech up there. Those consoles are probably going to be turned to their side as well. At least those 2. Probably keep the Halo one and the Crystal one facing outward because those are cooler. But I do have some other big box stuff to put up there. So I'm going to have to make room. And then nothing really changed over here. The Genesis. There's one there. Though they're still up there, but they're not going to be Genesis games right here, I don't think. I'm thinking this is going to be Nintendo Switch. But we will see. We'll see what happens when I get there. But I have a lot more open floor space here because I have been cutting down the boxes after I use them. So that's a gigantic pile right there. And then these were all stacked up. I moved them all down because I was digging through them trying to find, you know, like all the Wii U stuff and things like that. So it looks maybe a little bit messier, but there's way less boxes now put together. So still working on it, but that is where I'm at, and I'm going to end it here for tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing the progress and everything. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button, leaving a comment down below, and of course, subscribing to the channel, and I will see you guys again tomorrow.